6 o'clock.
We got about 30 seconds. Ready?
Ready,
And
go. Hit that, hit that L.
ready?
Good afternoon. I would like to call the regular April board meeting to order. Our board members are present. Please stand for the pledge and invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day, and thank you for those that are here at the meeting, and may we make wise decisions during this meeting to move our school forward, and just thank you for the grace and mercy you show us each day, and thank you for the miracle that happened at H. Cooper where none of the kids got injured. And we know you do miracles every day. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
We would like to thank all stakeholders that are present at the meeting this afternoon. Please take a look at the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes to accept the agenda as printed. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Any public participation?
There are none.
All right. Acknowledgements, Dr. Bermucci? Okay. Ms. Bair? Administrative assistants and board clerks week is next week. So we have a certificate of appreciation thanking you for all that you do.
Yes, ma'am. Always reminding me.
We know who's in charge of this.
And a bottle of wine.
Thank you.
My turn?
Yes.
All right. I want to start, before I do anything else, by asking Mr. Rowland Harvey to come forward. Ms. Lasses, come on up too. You, come on up too. Everybody has heard and aware of the situation that happened at Hayes Cooper. And anytime you have a situation like that, everybody springs into action and does what they need to do. And Rolander Harbin not only sprang into action, but he was a true hero that day. I asked him to come, he didn't want to, but I was like, please come and let us recognize you, and this is only a piece of paper, but we'll have to figure something else to do something even more special for him, but it's a certificate of heroic acts.
It's all right.
And he unloaded 4 fire extinguishers, don't make me cry, Ms. Dr. Fairnell. He took charge, he didn't take charge away from Mr. Massett, I'm not saying that, but he just,
Did what he had to
he
do.
did an amazing, remarkable. All right, we need a photo.
I got it.
Oh. Wait, we're going here? Oh, wait.
Yeah, a whole lot of
Dr. Harvin, you got yours?
I got it.
Do we look good in it?
Yes.
Thanks, get all red on the crowd.
Open your certificate, Harvin, open your certificate.
Okay.
Or let Lisa hold it in front of you while you hug the women.
All right.
Would you like to say something?
I was in the right place at the right time.
That's all right. God is
I was in the right
good.
place at the right time. I think speed made the difference. Yeah.
God is
Speed
good.
made the difference. Yeah.
Thank you.
We thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Pictures to you. I will have you.
Dr. Bermucci, go ahead.
Perfect attendance.
Well, before we get there, so I want to also say, again, thanks to Mr. Harvey for his work, but the parents, the teachers, the community, the administrators at the building, the support that we have received, the calls, the texts, the emails, the collecting of supplies. Delta State has truly been our friend this entire year. Dr. Enos and his team, I mean, if I said yesterday, this classroom's perfect, I need the tables lowered, I went in there today and said, well, they brought new furniture. No, they just lowered the tables like you asked, but it looked like all new furniture. We're ready to start school tomorrow. Everybody was grinning and happy that they were going to college. And I mean, the mats, the Hayes Cooper mats are out there on the floor. And, probably tomorrow with the traffic, we may have some bumps, but the whole football team, Ty Cooley called me today, the whole football team's gonna be out there, the Okra's gonna be out there, the Statesman's gonna be out there. They've been working, cleaning the, mowing the lawns, sprinkling the fire ant stuff, and just doing whatever is needed to make it work for everybody. And so we're just thankful. We gotta figure out something to really do nice for Delta State for all they've done for us, because we would not have had such a smooth year this year without their support. And I'm just thankful. As a Delta State graduate, I'm thankful for my alma mater. On the same note, we gave you a copy of the survey. I think I had 4 parents send me an email about the lunch situation that we were doing. So we put out a survey, and I think, 209 people have responded. So the first 2 days right now, the lunches will be brought to the school, because we didn't want any more movement than we had to get everybody used to their new location and all that. So we'll continue to work on that. Right now, the majority is okay with having cold box lunches delivered.
Will we put out a menu every day or day before, something like that, so parents can kind of be prepared?
Well, several of them said, I don't have my, because the options were, school provides lunch to the classroom, which would be cold, parents will send a lunch, and the school will transport them to another cafeteria. So the majority voted to bring their own, but as far as that, I'll have to ask Ms. Newsom.
Right, maybe she can put out through the
Right.
school alert, what the
Right.
lunch is gonna be the next day, and that way.
Has she let you know, Ms. Lemasters, yet? No. Okay. But yeah, we'll try to do that once we get it all figured out.
Kids said, I don't want a turkey sandwich.
They can bring something.
Bring their
That
own
makes
stuff.
sense.
They need that one.
Not only have we had the support of all those people, the Mississippi Department of Education, I called the same day, I called the state superintendent, I was like, I need you to know what's happened here. I started talking to him. He came down the next day and brought his safety and security director. They toured the school, and they have bent over backwards, which I already had his cell phone number, but anything I text him and ask, he's Johnny on the spot, so I want to make sure we commend Dr. Margino on the work that he's done. On another note, Mia Luciano was chosen as the Rotary 4-way test winner, and Ms. Vance from the high school was the teacher that was selected, so we attended something at the country club at lunch last week to recognize those teachers and students for their hard work. We also had 2 7th graders from the middle school who won the poetry contest, and I don't know if I'm saying, is it the Baldwin person? I don't want to say it wrong.
Nari.
Nari Baldwin and Catherine Kruger. And their awards were presented at the Joint Festival this weekend in Clarksdale. So they won the poetry contest. April 26th is our Exceptional Learners Track and Field Day at CCMS. We have completed testing on lost links, and this week we need to say an extra prayer for our 3rd graders taking the reading gate so that we can have a 100% pass rate at all locations. We had the MVSU High School Day at the high school on April 5th. I met with my preachers on April the 5th. And also we have an art show at the Delta Arts Alliance on 4/26 at 5 o'clock. If you are free to come and check out the artwork that our students have done. And Student ADA, I don't know if you saw, it was 92.43. First place was DM Smith, second place was Bell, third place was Hayes Cooper. They were all very close. And the district overall was 92.43. And then you see the teacher ADA. The ones that have lower ones have teachers out on, to me, they look really good, except ones that have multiple teachers out on leave. And that's all I have.
We just gotta get those middle schoolers and
In the high
high
school.
schoolers. And I'm sure you've gone over these
Yes.
principals' plans with that.
Yes.
Because whatever we do is not working, they just need to come up with something different.
Yes.
All right, any other questions for Dr. Ramucci on superintendent's report? If there aren't none, we'll receive that report for informational purposes only, being that there are no recommendations in there. Business department, financials.
I looked over them all, and I mean, I don't know where we are in relations to revenue received versus last year, but we are running a little bit behind on, looks like on ad valorem and everything coming in.
So we'll ask Ms. Pulley to provide that information
She
to
can at
us.
the next board meeting.
At the next
And it
board
may
meeting.
catch up.
Maybe we'll have our next board meeting.
Okay. Do you all have any other questions regarding business updates? Can I get a motion to accept that report?
Make the motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Richard Bott, seconded by George Evans to approve the business financials. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Operations report, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, the 3 updates. We are still in our bathroom renovation phase. Both roofs are completed at the middle school and high school. I know right now they're still waiting on the gyms for a certain part to be turned on in operation of those gym units at both the middle school and high school. Other than that, we are started the hailstorm replacement roofs. Nailer is semi-complete. I think they just have to do the fixings around it to be finished up. The warehouse is complete and the bush shop. The next stop will be here, and then after here, I think should be summertime, they either move to Bell or Pier. Metal detectors was installed at the high school, and we are finishing up, I think, the financials on Snyder. And as soon as they finish with the closing of the financials, we will start with estimated project start dates for those projects to occur. And I see it hopefully May, but definitely May or June, depending on how quick we get it closed. And I sent, you got pictures, and those first set of pictures is DM, and I just wanted to bring it to our attention that I think we're gonna have to look at possibly doing roof replacement on DM sometime next year, and look at putting that in the budget.
And what is that what I would call the newer part?
No, this is the main part. The newer part is actually on the insurance, and we just waiting on them to
So this is,
verify.
this part that I'm looking at, the first picture of and the second picture of, is that where the,
Because if you see where, if the first picture, you see where the chiller is, so that's the,
okay, at the back of it, okay.
So they said there was hail damage on the back carpet, not the front, which doesn't make
Is
sense.
it
So that's the
leaking in there?
cafeteria right to the right of that
Correct.
chiller.
It's leaking in DM.
Well, you can see them spots,
and if you see that second picture, you can see where the cypress roof was done, and you can see how the remainder of that DM roof looks.
and this was not part of the original,
No, the insurance didn't
cover any of that.
didn't cover any of it. Yes,
They're gonna do the back though, right?
Yeah, they're gonna do the back part, and that's
Which I call the new part,
the new part.
Correct.
Okay.
the
The new
12
part.
classrooms back
Yes.
there.
Mr. Johnson's got good with that drone.
I finna
I
say,
see.
About to say.
It very clear
you gonna
picture.
teach
No,
the
he didn't
drone
get up
class at
there.
the high school?
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess I
That's the
could.
new part. It don't look that bad.
Their project could be to take pictures of all the buildings.
Yeah,
Those
that's
spots.
proof.
And if you go through all of those, you'll end up, Naylor, you can see where they have, done the replacement roof on Naylor.
Is this neighborhood?
Oh, that looks nice, okay.
17, picture 17.
17, okay.
Mhm.
And like I said, they still have
Oh,
a few
okay.
finishings to do.
Dr. Bernucci, are there any empty classrooms at Naylor?
I don't think so, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I know it was one at the beginning of the year, but we cleared that out and they're using it as a classroom now. And then the other pictures you'll see on down is the warehouse and the bus barn. Those got completed. And after that is just a report from construction contractors on the projects and all the process where we are, especially with those
I have
bathroom
bus barn.
renovations. And that's all I have.
Okay. Are there any other questions for Mr. Johnson?
I have a question.
Okay.
It's probably not a smart question, but look at picture, let's see. It's showing the walkway.
What number are you on there?
I'm trying to find it.
Was it at Naylor or the,
It was at Neighbor. It looked like the roof on the walkway or the covering was
Right.
warped. Or,
right here?
yeah, well, I mean, it kind of shows it right there.
Are you talking 28?
Let me see.
27, you see a little of it at 27. Is this it right here? That's not it.
Number 17 looks like.
17?
Okay, it shows a little bit on 26, 25.
Oh, you're talking about the white in that top corner.
Yeah,
Talking
it's
about that because I was-
it's the roof on the walkway from one building to another, and it looks like it's droopy.
If I'm looking at 26 and we're looking at the same thing.
Is it the one
Look
that
right here.
the roof had
You
been
talking about this?
replaced?
Yeah.
Is that just the angle of the drone, or is,
Well, it looks like it
or
right there
is,
too.
yeah.
That's
Or is
17.
that covering,
That's gotta be the angle.
Angle of John got the
That looks like a Hot Wheels ramp.
Yeah.
yes, yes.
This is, that's the walkway right there.
You think it's just the angle of the camera?
I think she said.
Got a little swag in it.
That's the way.
Hanging out of the sheet.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I just didn't, if it was looking like it needed to be supported, we could do that this summer. Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. Any
Make
other
the motion.
questions? Okay.
I make the motion to approve.
A second?
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to accept the district operations report. All in favor? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Federal programs, Mr. Towers.
Yes, ma'am, we have, our next year's Title I allocations came out at 85%. So that application is due at the end of May. So I'll have that preliminary budget for you all's approval next month. Also, we have started planning for summer school. We have summer school at Parks, and we have summer school for Naylor and summer school for high school as well. And that'll be coming out of the ESSA budget, so we have one more planning meeting to kind of finalize the budget and personnel so we can have the accurate number for personnel. We will have an on-site ESSA 1 visit May 7th. The guy's been emailing me and calling me. a few times a week for documentation, so, we're gonna give them what we need to give them. But they coming to monitor ESSA1, and we have been preparing as far as fixed assets going to our participating private schools where we ordered some things. Mr. Wade has already been out to one. He's supposed to go out to the other school sometime this week to verify the location of all those fixed assets. School improvement application is due this week, so I have one other thing to upload in that application probably in the morning, and I'll send that off. I think Saturday we had about 75 freshmen take the ACT through Gear Up program. I think they went in different locations based on availability. I think it was 3 different locations. I'm not specifically sure on the locations, but I know it was in North Bolivar, McEvans,
Delta State.
and Delta State. Yeah, I knew it was 3 locations. This was done through the grant, and we also purchased some ACT prep software for next year to be able to help those students in 8th grade and 9th grade, which will be freshmen and sophomores next year, prepare for the ACT, because part of the grant, if those students qualify in sophomores, we'll be able to pay for dual enrollment classes for them. So we're trying to make sure we do things on our end as far as preparing them, giving them support, so that way we have more of the students qualify to take those classes. Oh yeah, one good thing we're trying to do this year as far as with some Title funds, with carryover funds, is have Title I schools use supplies to use money, the available funds to purchase supplies, because trying to cut down on school supply lists for the summer, because you know they are pretty lengthy, and we had a conversation to let them know the money is for the kids. Let's utilize the money to purchase supplies for classroom, so we can cut down on the long supply list. So that's all I have.
Any questions for federal program?
You mentioned something about the dual enrollment.
Yes, sir.
So I saw we got a bill for Mississippi Delta and Kahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Is that part of that, our part of dual enrollment fees?
Yeah, that's just for the juniors and seniors. Yes, sir. That's the MOU that we approved, that you all approved early on in the year, but that's for the spring semester. Yes, sir.
Okay, it was like, Mississippi Delta was like $2,000 and Kahoma was $13,000.
Yes, sir.
How much, you know about what they're charging us per class?
I can look in the system and find out.
If you could for the end of the meeting, I'd
Yes,
like
I
to
can do
know
that.
about how many kids were served in that. I know it won't tell us the truth figure, because some kids are taking 2 or 3, but it'll tell us.
Yeah, some of them are.
So,
All right, any other questions for federal programs? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Lucia Holmes, to approve the federal programs report. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Curriculum updates, Ms. Sowers.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
As Dr. Ramucci mentioned, we are in full swing with testing. Our district leadership team, school leadership teams review several sources of data, develop action plans to assist with reaching the goals. We have different tasks or initiatives taking place, such as pullouts, utilizing our consultants, utilizing our MTSS specialists, pretty much push-ins where we have some of our consultants working and co-teaching, just so that we can make sure that we reach our outline goals for this upcoming school year. For professional development for March and April, for the past 3 years, MDE utilized their ESSA funds to fund several web licenses such as Newsella, Discovery Education, Imagine Math. All of those subscriptions will end on September the 30th. So what I'm currently doing is meeting with the teachers across the district to review the different web licenses and pretty much obtain their feedback as to whether or not we should continue on utilizing those programs, as well as I'm pulling the usage reports just to see how much usage is taking place for the past 3 years. I submitted a survey, and the majority of the responses are that we will continue to keep Discovery Education. We're going to use ESSER funds for the upcoming year to fund that, and that is specifically for K-8 science. It will be used as a supplemental resource. It has more engaging activities, interactive activities that the students can actually utilize and enjoy in the classroom. For our textbook adoption, we finalized a selection for Spanish. We hadn't had any updated textbooks for Spanish in the past 10 years. So they are excited to have a new resource because the one that they were previously using, it was all online and the students could pretty much, find their resource and use the answers that they found. So we're looking forward to actually having updated resources for that. Summer school planning, I'm working with Mrs. Anna Bennett to plan our summer school. As Mr. Tower said, it will take place at parks. Teachers will have a planning day on May 29th, and summer school will last until June the 27th. We have submitted or released the summer school applications for the teachers, and they are currently applying, and we're going to pull their applications and then just review their assessment data to see their performance, and then we're going to select our teachers from there because we want the best teachers working with our students, because summer school is going to be for promotion and remediation. Completed the final MD Learning Walk at Naylor Elementary, and within that process, we had a couple of assistant state literacy coordinators who visited, and I am currently working with them to pretty much form a partnership. There's a need for strong phonics instruction in our K-3 program. One of our setbacks in that area is a lot of our trainings take place on the coast, or they take place 2 or 3 hours away, and it's difficult to have that many teachers out of the building. So I'm collaborating with them to see if we can have at least 2 Delta cohorts and possibly host the meetings in our PD room or possibly at Delta State, so that not only our teachers will be able to receive PD on phonics instruction, but our leadership team will be able to receive that support, because we have to inspect what we expect. So that means that we have to be knowledgeable in those different areas to ensure that our teachers are teaching phonics instruction with fidelity. Some of the summer professional development, we have roughly 95 days for HQIM left, and all of those days have to be expended by August the 16th. So similar to what we did this year, we're going to split those days based on the data and the need. Some buildings will have 2 coaches in their building from July 30th, which is the first day of school and the teachers report, all the way up until August the 16th. Especially those schools that have a high turnover rate, that way they're having some coaching, they have somebody who's going to assist them with lesson planning. They're going to have somebody who's in there co-teaching and modeling effective instruction with them as well. And that concludes my update.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for the curriculum department? If not, we will receive that report for informational purposes only because there were no recommendations. Approval of consent agenda. Are there any items that should be pulled to look at individually?
Was the next board meeting in there?
No, it's
not.
item 5.
It's an item number?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by George Evans to approve consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval for the next meeting, May 9th at 6 p.m.
May 9th.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Richard Boggs to approve May 9th at 6 p.m. for our next meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the docket. Are there any questions regarding the docket?
I got a few. If Charles can probably answer one of them.
Okay.
Well, really 2. Lisa, we said something to the maintenance director about looking at the utility bills at DM. Kind of, if we can kind of look to see if they've gone up or what, you know, they look extremely high, look a lot higher. And it's a sum of the bills. Utility bills at that DM campus, Charles. And Mr. Harrington said he would look into it too. And I see what we got on page 8, the roofing payment, Charles. 665,000. I'm assuming that's the final payment on the
Hail damage.
roof.
Now, once
Where do we stand with our
That's what I was
insurance as far as
wondering, have we
that?
started getting any
Yeah,
recoupment?
I wanna say we have gotten it, I hate that Ms. Pullen not here.
Just give me no.
I know
Don't give
I
her.
know it was like 3 point some we was getting, and I wanna say we may have received two.
Maybe if she could have something in the board packet next
For
month
next
on
time, yeah.
what
That'll be
we've
good.
spent on storm damage. I won't just say hail down, I'll say storm damage and what we've received. Charles?
But I think this was, the vendor had purchased roofing supplies
Okay.
for all the projects, so this was the bill for those supplies.
Okay, and then I had the Mississippi Delta and Cahoma on my list.
Those
I
MOUs.
think Nathan answered those for me. So, that's
Any-
it. Tell her she got off easy. Tell Pulley she got off easy when she gets back.
Any other docket questions? If not, can I get,
Yeah.
you have it,
Yeah,
okay.
we had 34 students from Cahoma, and roughly to take their classes anywhere between $250 and $270, because they do like course fees, book fee.
Yeah, with all kind of fees.
And then Mississippi Delta, we had 9 students, and that range is probably from like 190 to 210, and some of the kids did take multiple classes.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand that.
How many were at Cahoma? You said 34?
34.
Okay.
They should have gone up.
Yeah, it used to be the other way around.
It used to be $30, 30 and
Oh,
$10.
you saying the cost?
Yeah, the cost.
$30 a semester hour, so I think it
No,
was,
it used to be, was it a semester hour?
I think
It was real
$90
cheap.
total.
It was real cheap.
So,
Are there any other docket questions? If not, can I get a motion to approve the docket?
make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve the claims docket. All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to amend open POs for transportation and maintenance. Do you all have any questions regarding
That's just
that?
so that that just opens it up to a bigger amount, yeah. I'll make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by George Evans to approve the amended POs. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to extend due dates for 16 section leases or terminate for non-payment.
Okay.
Arnold, you had
The
time?
question was whether we will extend it or terminate, right?
Are these the same ones from before when we granted the extension?
Some of them have paid, I think, in the morning.
The Greens have paid, the
Okay.
others have not.
So, these are the only ones, 1, 2, 3,
It's
4,
four.
that have not paid and have been given ample opportunity to pay.
They're 60 days or more past due.
And they owe that payment once a year. Or
Is that once a year?
once a year payment.
I've been talking to Burnett Haynes at the Chancery Clerk's office, and what you have amongst the public is a growing learning of knowledge of the fact that not only do you have your lease payment, but you have your ad valorem tax payment. So a lot of people think that I've made my taxes paid, I'm done. And they never realize that they have this, or then they pay this and they go, I'm done, I don't have anything else to pay. So fortunately, they are finding their way along the righteous path. Unfortunately, you still have a couple that are 30, 60 days. And it's just trying to hurry up and catch these up. And then once that happens,
This is their first time doing this, or have they been on this property for some time? Is this an every year thing? You understand where I'm coming from?
Right. Did they just get this property, or
Yeah.
have they been leasing this
I wish I could
property?
answer that question for you, Ms.
Well, if it's past due,
And if it's
I mean, it's been at least
a year or so?
a year or two on some of these.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
receive one
22.
from 22.
And I can tell you now, that this is crazy as can be, but there's a general practice, I don't know if this is good to say or bad to say, folks don't pay their taxes on time. They will generally wait a year or two, because if they don't have the money, then the interest and penalty that they pay here is much better than going to get a loan. So a lot of people end up finding themselves.
So our only remedy is to terminate the lease.
Your remedy is to terminate the lease, but then there becomes a time.
Okay,
As to when you do that, I believe another extension would be adequate to say.
Even on the one
From
that's
22?
December
22.
I don't,
We can, Lucy, I think we can make the motion, anything more than a year old will be terminated.
not a
Right?
bad idea.
So that means
It's in
we
arrears.
just that one. Okay,
so how long do we give the other 3?
another 60 days,
30 days.
30 days.
Be brought back to us in May.
So if we tell them that we're about to terminate, you don't think they'll come and pay?
I think they would.
Or if we just tell them we're gonna terminate? You follow where I'm coming from?
The only difficulty with a 30-day is you say a 30-day today. So tomorrow, somebody's gonna go draft a letter and shoot it out. When do they get it?
A week, 10 days later.
So then you say 30 days, and then you go, okay, well, I didn't know, I didn't have 2 weeks to do it, or 3 weeks to do it.
So what do you
That's why I think
suggest?
60 days sort of works.
So we
30-day
can't
notice.
certify, send certified mail?
You can, but I'm just saying that
It's
it
still
sits, and then
actually
you don't get it.
You
If
know,
they
the
come up here and
process
make
of
arrangements,
getting it in the
Lucille,
mail.
let's stay with the 30 day. And if they're truly gonna pay it, they gonna come up here and
So in 30 days, you have 30
talk
days.
to our 16th section guy, go to the courthouse and the whole
Take
thing.
care of
And
it.
we'll know if they're, and then we can terminate it at the,
So you say
Well,
give them
we'll-
30
we'll-
more days?
We'll terminate the
60 more
2022
days.
and do 30 days for the remainder ones.
Extend it to June 1st. Yeah, it says either extend it till June 1st or
Okay.
terminate.
all right.
Okay.
So that, I'm gonna make the motion.
All right, we ready?
All right, so we're gonna terminate, I'm not gonna say the person's name.
Right,
Oh,
December
The one that is
2022.
December 2022. And we're gonna extend it to June the 1st of 2024. The one is due from October of 23, September of 23, and August of 23.
Okay,
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
It has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by Lucille Holmes to terminate the December 22 lease and extend through June 1st with the remainder ones. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval for Hayes Cooper staff to receive administrative leave for April 11th, 12th, and April 15th. Are there any questions regarding that request?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by David Farinelli to approve the Hayes Cooper staff to receive administrative leave.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to apply for the revolving loan for 10 years. Have you all had an opportunity to review that loan application?
I have, but it's just an application for it.
Right.
Doesn't mean we'll get it.
Doesn't mean we're gonna get it.
Zero and
And so I'll make the motion to approve it, and then we can look at the money aspect of it when it
When we-
gets finalized.
Can I get a
I
second?
second.
It has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by George Evans to approve applying for the revolving loan. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval for the school improvement specialist job description. Do you all have any questions?
This is a new position.
It is.
Through school improvement, right?
Ms. Sparks gets 5 years' worth of money, and this is one of the suggestions that MDE says to use for the money to help.
What did Ms. Sparks say about it? Is that what she wants?
Yeah.
That's what she
I
wants?
love y'all.
So this position would just be good for that 5 years,
Or is it
okay?
being pushed on you?
All right, can I get a motion to approve the job description and
So
posting?
moved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve the school improvement specialist job description and posting. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. We're gonna look at number 12 and 13. Both of those are school improvement budgets. One for the middle school and one for Pearman. Do you all have any questions regarding those budgets?
I just have one question about, what was the input on that? Nathan, was that?
Yeah, we had a meeting, with each building principal, Dr. Vermoochen, Ms. Johnson, myself, Ms. Towers, kind of talked about what the school needs were, and the principals, were tasked to bring us the budget, and we sit down and review the budget and talk about what they needed. And once we finalized it, I went in and typed it up.
Okay, so there was multiple inputs into
Yes.
this. Okay,
And
I make a
feedback.
motion to approve, 12 and 13.
13, okay, can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by George Evans to approve items 12 and 13. That's the middle school and Pearman school improvement budgets. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. We're gonna take a look at numbers 14 and 15. Both of those are MOUs. Do you all have any questions regarding those MOUs?
Arnold, you had time to look at them?
I have.
They meet,
We good?
Good to go.
All right.
Both of them are also state entity type things, so.
okay.
Move approved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve items 14 and 15, and those are the MOUs. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the summer school handbook. Are there any questions regarding the handbook?
I don't see any.
You all have any? Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
So moved.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Richard Boggs to approve the summer school handbook. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Remove from table and approve the March policies review. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by George Evans to approve the March policies. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Discussion and table April policies. Are there any questions or any discussion on those policies?
It's got a lot in there, hasn't it?
You ready?
I did, but it was just some typos. I'll email you. I mean, just some little, something, I mean, nothing with the wording. Can I get a motion to table?
Motion to table.
I'll
It has-
second.
Okay, it's been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes to table the April policies. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Personnel, are there any questions regarding items 19.1 and 19.2 recommendations?
I'm good.
Can I get a second? Was that a motion?
No, I just said I'm good.
Okay.
You can make it.
Do y'all have any questions?
Go ahead.
Where do we stand on, a principal for Hayes Cooper? What are we gonna do about a new secretary? Well, what are we gonna
The
do
secretary position's been filled.
At-
We're in the process of looking for a principal.
at Bell?
Yeah, the secretary, she moved somebody in her building.
Okay.
It's on there in that middle part. If you go down, it says something about changing of the salary. You see it? Here, let me see.
Number 49.
Right there.
Oh, I didn't go down far enough. Okay, all right, thank you.
Well, let me ask you a question about these student workers.
That's what that workforce development.
Is that for
grant-
this summer or for just next year?
It'll be probably, I can't
It's
speak for
100
Ms.
of 'em.
Jackson, but yeah, it's several of them, but I'm not sure if it's summer or, that grant is getting audited soon, so she really hadn't wanted to start right yet, so she went on and got them recommended so
Okay.
that they can get ready to start.
Okay, any other personnel questions?
So we look pretty good on teachers.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You had a question, George?
No, we good.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by George Evans to approve the personnel agenda. All in favor? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Can I get a motion to consider executive session?
So moved.
Can I get a
Second.
second? It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to consider executive session. We will be entering executive session for student misconduct and legal matters. Can I get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Lucia Holmes to move to executive session. 2-minute break.